In Lesson 6, we're changing decimals to fractions and fractions to decimals. To change a decimal to a fraction, it's as easy as reading the decimal. This decimal is 8/10, so you would write the fraction 8/10. Now the directions do ask us to put the fraction in simplest form, so we do have to ask at this point if 8/10 can be reduced. Since 2 can go into both 8 and 10, we do need to reduce this fraction to 4/5. Number 8, this decimal is 63 hundredths, so we write the fraction 63 hundredths. Since nothing can go into both 63 and 100, this is its simplest form, so there's no reducing to be done. On number 19, we read the decimal 1 and 2/10. So this time we'll have the mixed number since we have a whole number in front of the decimal, and we have 1 and 2/10. Then we have to see if it can be reduced. Since 2 can go into both 2 and 10, we need to reduce the fraction, but don't forget to bring your whole number over before you write the reduced fraction. So 1 and 1/5 would be our answer. To write a fraction as a decimal, if the denominator is one of the decimal place names, like in this case we have the denominator of 100, which names the hundredths decimal place, which is the second place behind the decimal. We fill the 1 into the hundredths place, and we have our decimal 100th. When the denominator is not one of the decimal place names, like tenths, hundredths, thousandths, then we're going to use division. Keeping in mind this fraction line stands for division, we'll have to divide 2 by 4. Since number 15 has a whole number in it, we can go ahead and put the 1 in front of the decimal and deal only with the fraction. And we have to divide 2 by 4. Divide 4 into 2 doesn't go, so we have to add a decimal and 0. 4 into 20 is 5. So our decimal for 2/4 would be 5/10, and we just bring that over and put it behind the decimal that was already there. In number 16, again, we have a whole number, so we'll bring the 4 over with the decimal point, and then we're going to have to use our division here. Remember, it's always denominator divided into numerator. So we're going to have to divide 8 into 3, which doesn't fit, so we have to add a decimal and 0. We'll divide this out, and we see we get a remainder again. So we have to keep dividing until either the remainder goes away. Again, we have a remainder, we add another 0, keep going, till the remainder goes away, like in this case, or unless we get a repeating decimal, which we're not going to have to worry about in this lesson.